So typically when I have you read something, the next day or even the night before when I assign it, I may call for us to break up into 4 individual reading groups and do what's called a Foursquare review process. And basically the Foursquare review process, its purpose is to make sure you fully understand the text. Remember, we never want to read anything where we walk away not understanding it. And we use it for any articles that we read, shorts, movie clips or full movies, any novels as we read chapters so we can understand the progression, poems, and other things. So the first part of the Foursquare review process is the bullet list. So if you're assigned the bullet list, all you have to do is have a short statements of fact between 10 to 12. So they don't have to be real specific, and they don't have to be precise. They just have to track the events of the story that we read. Or if we're reading a novel, track the events as we read. The second one is a visual depiction. This could be great for all my individuals who love art, who love to draw, and who are visual learners. In the visual depiction, you must reflect the central theme, main idea, or message, or conflicts that come up in the story that we read. So if we're reading a novel about war, it's important that in the visual depiction you have something that represents one of the themes of war. Now, it must be colorful. Now, I'm not saying that it can't be black and white, but at the same token, it must also be purposeful. So if you're going to do a black and white sketch, you have to let us know why you're doing a black and white sketch. So that's visual depiction. The third one is the creative written response. This is where you write a poem, journal, story, letter, etc., where you reflect on the speaker or character's insight. So you reflect on the speaker's or character's insight, their personal insight. You literally get into the speaker's or character's head and you kind of become them and write from their perspective or their point of view. Now, this needs to be a minimum of 12 lines, just to make sure that you are writing and giving enough specific detail. And lastly, we have ask and answer. This is where you write a burning question that you want to ask, or you have a really great discussion question that you want to maybe ask in the Padea seminar, or you want to pose to the class or pose to your reading group. And then you answer it. So I know it seems like, well, why am I asking a question just to answer it? Well, you want to make sure you come up with a response, but also it allows you to really pose your answer, get your supporting detail and evidence. So that needs to be at least 6 to 7 sentences. And then more often than not, when you do an ask and answer and you pose the question, you're going to get a lot of feedback from your peers, and it's going to spark probably a much bigger discussion.